Next week, on June 11, 2026, Matt Armstrong turns 33 years old. And right now, he is elbow deep in a $4 million Bugatti Chiron per Sport that the entire world told him was impossible to rebuild. The CEO of Bugatti told him to walk away. The insurance company declared it a write-off. Engineers called it structurally compromised. And a self-taught kid from Leicester, a city most people outside the UK have never heard of, looked all of them dead in the eye and said, "Watch me." But here's what nobody is talking about. Because while the Bugatti saga has the internet losing its mind, Matt just dropped a bombshell about where his life is heading next. A new country, a new base, a new business, a new chapter. And it's not what you think. To understand where Matt Armstrong is going, you have to understand where he came from. Because this is not a story about someone who got lucky. Before he ever picked up a spanner on camera, Armstrong spent years as a competitive freestyle BMX rider, competing across Europe and filming his performances. Think about that combination. He was an athlete who already understood the camera, already telling a story with movement and energy. Without knowing it, teenage Matt Armstrong was building the exact skill set that would one day make him one of the biggest automotive YouTubers on the planet. His parents separated during his childhood, and Matt took on whatever work he could find, delivering food, bartending, working at his father's garage, putting in hours at automotive retail and tuning shops. That is the real origin story. Not a trust fund, not a windfall, not a viral moment that fell into his lap. Just graft. And then, in a single moment, everything changed, and not in a good way. During the qualification round at the BMX World Championships, Matt suffered a dislocated shoulder executing a 720 tail whip. Despite qualifying in 16th place, he couldn't finish the competition. The injury kept recurring, eventually dislocating during his sleep. Faced with no other option, he retired from the sport he had built his life around. He was at the World Championships. He qualified. He was in position. And his body gave out at the worst possible moment. What Matt did next is the lesson. In 2013, Matt launched his YouTube channel, initially posting BMX content. With his riding career over, he needed a new direction. And fate handed it to him in the most ordinary way possible. His girlfriend's car broke down. For most people, that's a Tuesday. You call a mechanic, you pay the bill, you move on. But Matt had the mechanical knowledge and the camera skills, and he saw an opportunity. He filmed the repair. He documented the process. He showed the internet exactly how it was done. People watched. That first taste of automotive content taught Matt something important. People don't just want to see beautiful cars. They want to feel the tension of something broken and the satisfaction of it being fixed. They want to go on the journey with someone who genuinely knows what they're doing. He launched his proper automotive channel in 2018, and by 2020 it had real momentum, driven by high-profile rebuild videos going viral. But here's the thing, it wasn't overnight. He ground away for years before it exploded. Years of filming in cold garages, picking up cars nobody wanted, editing, uploading, engaging with comments, and doing it all over again the following week. What sets Matt apart is not just the cars he works on, but how he presents the journey. Viewers don't just watch a car get fixed. They experience the setbacks, the financial pressure, the moments of genuine doubt, and the ultimate payoff alongside him. He makes you nervous when something goes wrong. He makes you lean forward when an engine turns over for the first time. He makes you feel like you built that car with him. That emotional connection cannot be faked. And it is why, as of early 2026, Matt's combined YouTube channels have amassed nearly 9.86 million subscribers and over 1.49 billion total views, from a kid who started with a dislocated shoulder and a camera. Now let's talk about the project that has defined this chapter of Matt's career. The one that had a car manufacturer's CEO making response videos. The one that had engineers, enthusiasts, and critics all watching with their mouths open. Matt Armstrong first heard about a crashed Bugatti Chiron per Sport in October 2025. Owned by Alex Gonzalez in Miami, the hypercar had suffered a serious accident, with repair quotes ballooning to $1.7 million. The front end was destroyed, the airbags had deployed, and a long list of major components needed replacing: headlights, hood, bodywork, the iconic horseshoe grille. One of only 60 ever built, it was effectively headed for the scrap heap. Bugatti quoted $1.7 million for a factory repair, then came back with a $600,000 option. The owner turned both down. He had a better idea. He called Matt Armstrong. Matt flew to Miami to assess the car in person, and it looked even worse than the photos. What happened next is where the story becomes something extraordinary. Bugatti locked the car's VIN, meaning no dealership could supply parts to support the rebuild. The company's CEO then took to social media to address the situation publicly, expressing concern about the safety of a DIY restoration on a car of that complexity. The CEO of one of the most exclusive car manufacturers on earth felt the need to respond to what a YouTuber from Leicester was doing in a Miami workshop. That alone tells you everything about how far Matt Armstrong has come. Matt responded by saying he wasn't looking for a fight. He just wanted a solution that didn't cost $1.7 million. And then he got back to work. With no factory support, he and his team began rebuilding components almost from scratch. Progress was slow, complications were serious, and at more than one point the project looked like it might defeat him. But as of his 33rd birthday, the Chiron is closer to running than anyone, including Bugatti, expected it to be. While all of this was unfolding publicly, Matt Armstrong was quietly making the biggest personal decision of his life. He is moving to Miami. Armstrong has confirmed he has purchased a property in Florida as part of a permanent expansion into the United States. The move follows years of extended stays in Miami for various projects, with rising hotel costs and the logistical strain of transatlantic travel eventually making the decision obvious. He's also acquired a full commercial workshop in the city, not just a house, but a professional base of operations in the same location where the Bugatti project lives, where collaborators like Tavares already work, and where the supercar scene runs year-round. He's not abandoning the UK entirely. He describes it as a home away from home, a dual-continent operation. But make no mistake, this is a serious structural shift in how Matt Armstrong builds his business. Zoom out, and the Miami move and the Bugatti build are not isolated events. They are pieces of a much larger picture. Matt plans to expand beyond YouTube into a professional auto restoration company and, potentially, an educational workshop open to the public, a space where the mechanical skills he picked up in his father's garage become something he passes on to others. That is not content creation. That is legacy. His income already reflects the scale of what he's built. YouTube ad revenue alone accounts for an estimated $100,000 to $200,000 per month before sponsorships, merchandise, brand partnerships, and profit from selling rebuilt supercars. His estimated net income for 2025 was between $2 million and $3 million. And he shows no sign of slowing down. He has spoken about upcoming projects including a Pagani engine track monster, a Lotus widebody concept, and one mystery build he describes simply as the best build the internet has ever seen. From someone who has already rebuilt Lamborghinis, Ferraris, McLarens, and a Bugatti the manufacturer publicly abandoned, that statement deserves to be taken seriously. On June 11, 2026, Matt Armstrong turns 33. He will wake up that morning in a new country, in a new house, with a Bugatti Chiron in his workshop that the automotive world declared dead. With nearly 10 million combined subscribers and 1.5 billion views. With a mystery project in the pipeline. With a restoration company in development, an educational workshop on the horizon, and a career that looks absolutely nothing like the one belonging to the kid who dislocated his shoulder at the BMX World Championships and didn't know what came next. He didn't have a blueprint. There was no manual for becoming the UK's biggest automotive YouTuber, no guaranteed path from delivering food in Leicester to buying a house in Miami and going head-to-head with the CEO of Bugatti. Matt Armstrong built it from scratch, with skill, with consistency, with a camera he already knew how to use, and with a refusal to let the word impossible mean what everyone else assumed it meant. At 33, the story is nowhere near over. If anything, this feels like the beginning of its most exciting chapter yet.